Hello everyone, Miss Carrie here. We're going to make an adorable gingerbread house gift card holder. This is a very beginner-friendly tutorial and I'm going to walk you through it step by step. Today we're going to create a fun and festive project. This is what we're going to be creating today. Isn't it cute? It looks just like a little gingerbread house and the gift card fits right inside. I'm going to show you the process for putting this together here in a moment, but first I want to show you the supplies that you're going to need. I'm going to be using the party box die from Trinity Stamps. When you cut out two of these images, it creates a cute little treat box that you can use any time of the year. Trinity Stamps created an add-on die set that can be used to make this treat box look like a gingerbread house. I'm going to be using some parts and pieces from this collection and the large party box die to create this gift card holder. We're also going to be using some cardstock, adhesives, and stamps. As always, I encourage you to dig through your own craft stash first, but if you would like a list of the items I'm using today, one has been provided for you in the description below, along with my affiliate link to the Trinity Stamps shop. Before I show you how to put the gift card together, I want to share some tips for cutting out the pieces using the dies. The first thing you'll need is one box image. Now, if you were creating a treat box, you would need two of these, but we're just going to be using this portion here for our gift card holder. To make the front panel of the gift card, we're going to cut out another portion of this treat box. This is the only part that we need, this rectangle shape here. I'm just going to place this portion here on top of my cardstock, and then I'm going to run it through my die cut machine. Because these are fold lines, they do not cut all the way through, but we're going to use those as guides to cut out the front panel for our gift card holder. So I'm just going to grab some scissors and cut this out real quick. You can also use a paper trimmer if you like. All right, so here is the front panel for the gift card holder. We're going to set that aside and cut out the portion that we need for the back of the gift card holder. We're going to use the tabs that are already cut, and we're going to create a matching tab on the left. The easiest way to do this is to lay the die over the top of this cardstock piece here. Grab your pencil and trace right around it. Now I'm just going to cut this out real quick. It doesn't need to be perfect or exact. It just needs to be similar in size to make a tab that's going to be able to hold that front panel in place. All right, so these are the base pieces that you're going to need for the gift card holder. I'm going to set these aside and start cutting out all of the frosting decorations. Now, these are very intricate dies, so I placed some double-sided tape on the back. This is going to turn these into little stickers and make it much easier to put them in place. Now, if you are making the full treat box, you would need to cut out two sets of these. Since most of you will probably be making multiples of these, we're just going to simplify the process and cut out a few pieces. I am going to need two windows for the front of my gift card holder, so I'm going to cut out a second one real quick. When removing the dies, I found that it was best to use my Trinity Stamps pickup tool to press some of those pieces against the adhesive backing. This made it much easier to lift up the dies and keep the cardstock in place. All right, now that all of the parts and pieces have been cut, we're going to start the assembly process. I found that it's much easier to add all of the decorations before I put this project together. As I mentioned, these are basically like little stickers. I'm just going to be using my pickup tool and some tweezers to put all of the pieces in place. Now, I found that it was best to use a medium weight cardstock for this project. A heavyweight cardstock didn't cut cleanly with the adhesive on the back, and too thin of a cardstock would have made it difficult to put these pieces in place. Just like a gingerbread house, you're going to want to use some contrasting colors. I chose a red, brown, and a simple white to give it a festive look. Now, of course, you could change up the colors here and do a bright pink gingerbread house with some soft blue icing. Maybe give it a vintage feel with some cream and chocolate colors. Or change it up and give it more of a whimsical feel with brighter hues. All right, so I've gone ahead and finished up that front panel, but I simplified it quite a bit. I'm also going to simplify the back panel. The first thing I'm going to do is not pop out all of these little tile pieces. Feel free to do that if you want, but I actually like the look of the texture. I'm going to be placing a flower at the top, and I want that flower to be able to stand out. When it comes to things like treat boxes and gift card holders, I found that it's best to simplify the craft making process. You're probably going to be making multiples of these, and you may not want to spend a ton of time on them. As I finish putting these pieces in place, I would love to talk about teacher gifts. When it comes to creating gift card holders, gifts for teachers, coworkers, and friends often come to mind. Other than gift cards, I'd love to know what type of gifts do you like to give teachers, coworkers, or friends during the holidays? Do you give them maybe a book, something crafty, or maybe you purchase them their favorite bag of coffee? Go ahead and post your ideas down in the comments below. While you're at it, if you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support helps this channel grow and brings more crafty inspiration your way. Now that all of these little pieces have been placed down, I am going to grab a brayer and quickly run it over the top. This is just going to ensure that I have a nice adhesion between those delicate cardstock pieces and the backing. All right, so we have all of the frosting pieces in place. And let me show you how easy it is to assemble this, and then we'll add a few finishing details. So the first thing we're going to do is fold along those little score lines. I'm going to fold towards the front and use a bone folder to burnish the folds so that they're nice and crisp. I'm going to flip this over and add some adhesive to each one of these tabs. I'm just going to use some simple double-sided tape. Gift cards aren't super bulky, so you don't need to add that strong of an adhesive. If you plan on placing some candy in here, some tea, or anything thicker than the gift card, you might want to use some liquid adhesive or some red line tape. So I found that it was best to fold the two side tabs in, then bring that bottom tab up. This prevents that gift card from catching when it's being placed inside of this little holder. Now I'm going to bring in that front panel, and I'm going to carefully line it up with the corners and press it in place. I'm going to flip this over and burnish it real quick to make sure everything is nice and stuck tight. All right, so at this point, you can call your project finished, but I always like to add extra details. So I'm going to show you how to level up this project with a flower and a stamped sentiment. I'm using some dies from the Trinity Stamps Garden Flowers die set. These have some wonderful little stitching details. I have cut out this flower to create a poinsettia. I have cut 2 from red and 1 from green because the poinsettia is actually the flowers in the center. These colorful portions, these larger ones, are the leaves of the flowers. Now, when you cut out the flower, there is also a little star die that you could use for the center. But I'm going to use one that looks a little bit more similar to a poinsettia. How cute is that with the little poinsettia on the top? Okay, the other thing I'm going to add is a little peppermint candy. This was cut from that gingerbread decorative die set. I did place the little circle down in the center of the door when I was assembling it, and now I'm just going to bring in the top layer. I'm just going to glue it in place, and now we have a cute little peppermint candy wreath on the front. If you're one that likes to add sentiments, you could bring one to this design as well. I just stamped one from the Gingerbread Man collection. This is one that I have from last year. There are a few sentiments on here that would be great for this design. I stamped the sentiment Happy Holidays, but you could use the one that says Oh Snap or You're One Tough Cookie. Trinity Stamps also has some other great Christmas sentiments that are stamped images and dies. Any of the ones from Trinity Stamps or ones that you have in your stash would work for this design. Now, you could either place this across the center of the flower, but I'm just going to bring it down to the lower part of the card so we have 3 spots in the design that have that bright red holiday color. All right, let's take a look at the finished gingerbread house gift card holder. Now I want to show you how well a gift card fits right inside this little pocket. It does fit rather snug, which to me is a good thing. If I were placing this on top of a gift package, hanging it on a tree, or placing it inside of a stocking, I don't want the gift card to fall out. I also like how it's hidden, so I don't have to worry about anybody seeing what type of gift card I got them. I would love to know what type of gift card you're going to place inside of here. One for a coffee shop, a favorite craft store, a restaurant, or an online shop. Today we created a simple holiday gift card holder that's perfect for a variety of occasions. Not only is this going to keep the gift card securely in place and hidden, but it also adds a personal touch. You can hang it on the tree, place it atop a present, or tuck it in a stocking. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you would like to see more creative tutorials like this, make sure to follow along for future videos. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I can't wait to see what you create.